Parrot Festival. For the last decade and a half, parrot lovers have been flocking from all around the globe to celebrate, learn about, and share stories about their cherished avian friends. And while Parrot Festival is fun and rewarding, it also serves a greater purpose. Long after all the decorations are taken down, the audio-visual systems packed away, and everyone's luggage is stowed for their journey home, the dedicated volunteers of NPRPF are working hard to improve and protect the lives of some of our most vulnerable birds. We thought that you should meet some of the birds that benefited from your faithful support.
So this is Blu-ray. Good bird. He was found in a parking garage in the Galleria area, and they put out a lot of advertisements looking for the owner, and they never got a response. And the woman that found him was unable to keep him, so she turned him over to NPRPF so that we could find him a new home and a new family to live with. So he is available for adoption. There are many things that can cause feather plucking, and they're not always things that we can fix. And once it gets started as a habit, then they just occasionally will do that again. So even if his feathers grow back, which they have, he has been here since September. He's been here since September, and he has grown the feathers completely back and had all of his feathers. And now he just decided not long ago that he didn't need all those feathers. He's not, they're no more difficult to handle than any other bird. They're just a little naked. They don't have to run to the vet every time they do that. He has no illness or problem that causes that. He may have had something years ago. Sometimes an infection can cause them to do that. Sometimes a parasite can cause them to start. Anything that can make the skin itchy will cause them to pluck their feathers out. So it can be an allergic reaction or something. And that's his voice. Say hello! What you doing? What you doing, pretty boy? So Toby is a harlequin macaw. And yes, Toby was placed once by NPRPF. And the people who had him could not keep him. So he, as per our agreement with our adopters, he came back to NPRPF. And he loves women, not real sure about men, doesn't hate men. He steps up pretty well for women that he knows or that he's comfortable with. He steps on a stick. He loves his walnuts. Yeah, he does talk, although he's not going to right now because he's not sure about the man that has the camera. Oh, pretty girl. So Lucy was a bird that we went and picked up from the SPCA. She was part of a seizure at a drug house, actually. But at any rate, the SPCA sent her to us. And she has a place under her wing that opens up regularly. She's been treated for many things. It really doesn't look like those chest feathers are going to come back. She loves her baths. She loves her almonds. She's not overly loud. She has a very loud voice. You just don't hear her use it very often. She's really a sweet bird.
She's being really sweet right now.
She really is a sweet bird. And she is one of those birds that we have some ongoing medical expense with.
And this is Albert. When Albert came in, he was very near death, and neither Midge Gorman, his NPRPF caretaker, nor the doctors thought that he would live. Albert was suffering from a terrible case of metal toxicity. He spent 9 days in intensive care and remarkably pulled through. Still not out of the woods, 4 months of constant care and medication and the dedicated attention from Midge would follow, and this is Albert today. The metal is still in his system, but has now been embedded into tissues where toxicity is less pronounced. He's not perfect, but he has a brighter future today because of the hard work of NPRPF volunteers like Midge.
Parrot Festival is only 4 days out of the year, counting setup. We do spend a lot more time than that working on Parrot Festival and getting ready for Parrot Festival and cleaning up after Parrot Festival. But NPRPF goes on 365 days a year. And we get calls year-round from people who are unable to keep their birds. Many times it's somebody who has a life emergency and they just can't keep their birds. They have to go in the hospital. They have to go into a nursing home. Somebody's been called to their parents' house and their parents are going into hospice. Somebody's passed away. We've gotten birds under all of those circumstances. And sometimes the birds require ongoing medical care. And so all these ongoing medical expenses cost money. Sometimes we get birds in that are older that we spend money on, and then we medicate them and we take care of them, and they eventually pass away. We sometimes get birds in that are not easy to live with, and an experienced bird owner may be willing to take them into their home and be a foster parent, make room for them in their bird room, but they're not really going to ever be able to reimburse us for the medical fees or to give us an adoption fee for them. And then sometimes we get birds like Toby that are perfectly nice birds and are ready to go to new homes and certainly are very well worth adoption fees.
So, while you're enjoying Parrot Festival and visiting with friends and bird lovers that you haven't seen in a year or more, remember that there is a greater purpose to our gathering and that you play a vital part in helping birds that have, for no fault of their own, fallen on hard times. Each time you put a raffle ticket in a bucket, patronize one of our supporters in the vendor hall, purchase a registration for Parrot Festival, stay with us at the Doubletree, bid on the silent auction, participate in the live auction, and most importantly, join and make contributions to NPRPF. You make it possible to continue our work to educate, preserve, protect, foster, medicate, rehome, rehabilitate, and make this world better for each of these remarkable birds and the many others that will doubtless find their way to us this year. Thank you so much for everything that you do to help us at NPRPF. Enjoy the rest of the conference.